Keanu Reeves is a name synonymous with resilience, kindness, and a quiet strength that has made him a beloved figure across generations. While the world has come to know him as the philosopher warrior of the Matrix and the revenge-driven hero of John Wick, his personal journey is not one defined by fame and fortune, but by profound loss and the enduring struggle to find peace. Behind the fame, there lies a deeply private man who has faced unimaginable heartache, a father who abandoned him at age 3, a best friend who died tragically young, and a life marked by grief. And yet, Keanu has managed to become a symbol of goodness, a person who proves that kindness is not a weakness, but the rarest form of strength. A fragile beginning, abandonment, and early struggles. Keanu Charles Reeves was born on September 2, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon, into a family already riddled with complexities. His father, Samuel Nolan Reeves Jr., a geologist of Chinese-Hawaiian descent, disappeared when Keanu was just 3 years old. His mother, Patricia Taylor, an English showgirl and costume designer, was left to raise Keanu on her own. The absence of his father left a void that would never fully be filled. This early abandonment created a profound sense of instability in Keanu's life. His mother moved him and his siblings from place to place, from Sydney to New York, then finally settling in Toronto. Home became less of a fixed location and more of a temporary refuge, defined by constant change. The void of fatherhood, seeking stability in an unstable world. Keanu's relationship with his father was nearly non-existent. Samuel Reeves Jr. had vanished without warning, leaving his family in disarray. Keanu only saw his father once more, when he was 13, in a brief and hollow meeting that felt more like an encounter with a stranger than a reunion. For Keanu, the absence of a father was not just physical. It left him with questions that would never be answered, with a missing blueprint of manhood and the painful search for identity. Raised primarily by his grandparents and nannies, Keanu faced a lack of consistent parental presence. His mother's relationships were fleeting, each new stepfather temporary, and each departure another lesson in impermanence. Hockey, a brief sanctuary from chaos. Despite the instability in his early life, Keanu found solace in hockey. As a talented goalie, he earned the nickname The Wall, and for a brief period, hockey became his refuge. The ice rink was a space where he could focus solely on the game, a role he instinctively understood, absorbing the blows so others wouldn't have to. Hockey was not just a sport for Keanu, it represented his capacity for resilience. He dreamed of playing professionally, standing between chaos and the goal, much as he would later stand between life's challenges and the people he loved, absorbing pain to shield those around him. Theater and acting. Escape through performance. Keanu's love for theater came as a natural evolution. On stage, he found an escape from the instability of his personal life. Acting offered him a chance to step into other lives, other sorrows, and for a few hours, leave behind his own. He pursued acting not for fame, but as a survival mechanism. By stepping into different characters, he could momentarily free himself from his personal turmoil. This realization shaped the way he approached his career, treating acting not as a stepping stone to stardom, but as a tool to manage his own internal struggles. At 17, Keanu made the bold decision to leave Toronto and pursue his acting dreams in Los Angeles, unsure of his future, but willing to risk it all for a shot at something greater. Rising fame. The price of success. Keanu's newfound fame, particularly after the success of Speed, brought not only fortune, but also intense physical and emotional challenges. His body was pushed to the limit with stunts and relentless training. His mind teetered on exhaustion, and the pressure began to weigh on him. In the midst of his rising success, Keanu faced the tragic death of his close friend River Phoenix in 1993. River's passing from a drug overdose at the age of 23 left Keanu devastated. The grief was profound, and for a long time, he struggled with feelings of helplessness and sorrow. Sandra Bullock, his co-star in Speed, recalled witnessing Keanu's grief, observing that despite his private nature, the weight of his loss was unmistakable. This tragedy forced Keanu to re-examine his life, the meaning of fame, and the fleeting nature of everything he had achieved. Caring for Kim, the battle against leukemia. Before River's death, Keanu's life had already been marked by sorrow. His sister Kim was diagnosed with leukemia in 1991, and Keanu became her primary caregiver. For nearly a decade, he put his life on hold to take care of her, moving closer to be near her during her treatments and spending millions on her medical care. This was a pivotal moment in Keanu's life, as he learned the true meaning of love and sacrifice. His commitment to his sister went beyond the typical familial duty. It was an all-consuming act of devotion. Kim's eventual remission was a moment of relief, but the toll of the years spent caring for her was profound, and it marked a turning point in Keanu's understanding of life and loss. The Matrix, a cultural revolution and personal tragedy. In 1999, The Matrix arrived, bringing with it a cultural revolution. The film's success made Keanu Reeves one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, earning him $120 million. Yet, it was also the year that tragedy struck again. Keanu's girlfriend, Jennifer Syme, was 8 months pregnant with their daughter Ava. On Christmas Eve, Jennifer went into labor, but Ava was stillborn. The grief that followed was unbearable. Keanu and Jennifer tried to stay together, but the weight of their shared loss was too much to bear. They eventually parted ways, not due to a lack of love, but because every time they looked at each other, they were reminded of what they had lost. Despite their separation, they remained friends, bound by the grief only they understood. Jennifer Syme, a second heartbreaking loss. Tragedy struck again in April 2001 when Jennifer Syme died in a car accident. She had attended a party the night before, and the next morning, her Jeep collided with parked cars. She was found dead at the scene, and Keanu, still reeling from the loss of their daughter, was once again left to grieve. He called the coroner's office, his voice hollow as he asked if Jennifer was there. He served as a pallbearer at her funeral, and she was buried next to Ava. This double loss of a child and a partner shattered Keanu in ways that most people would never recover from. Yet, he continued to move forward, quietly carrying the weight of his grief, finding peace, a quiet life with Alexandra Grant. Despite the depth of his losses, Keanu Reeves has managed to find peace and companionship. In 2019, he publicly embraced his relationship with Alexandra Grant, a fellow artist who had been a friend for over a decade. Their relationship is not one defined by the typical Hollywood romance, but by mutual respect, shared creativity, and understanding of the deep scars that both carry. They live quietly, away from the spotlight, finding meaning in their work and in their shared journey. Keanu's relationship with Alexandra is a testament to the power of healing and the understanding that love does not have to erase past pain, but rather helps one move through it with dignity. Keanu's legacy, a life defined by generosity and compassion. Keanu Reeves' life is a story of generosity, compassion, and survival. Despite his massive wealth, his net worth is $380 million. Keanu lives a modest life, often riding the subway, giving up his seat to strangers, and buying lunch for homeless people. He shares his wealth not through flashy displays, but by quietly making the world a better place. He has donated millions to cancer research and regularly gives generous bonuses to his crew members, ensuring they know their hard work is appreciated. Keanu's legacy is not defined by his possessions, but by his character. His kindness is his true wealth, and it is the one thing that will endure long after the applause fades.